Hi, it's Dr. Renee of Ask Dr. Renee, and you're watching The Everyday Entrepreneur with my little sister, Allison Renee.
So working with other women entrepreneurs and working with other women in business, what do you think about the scene in Chicago of women entrepreneurs?
I'm trying to think. Besides you, who else do I know?
Well, thanks, Dr. Renee.
I don't. The crazy thing is, because of what I do, I really rarely work with people in Chicago. So, and the people I work with in Chicago are,
because you're all over the place.
businesses. Yes,
this
I'm not
year
really.
you've been. It's March. You've been how
I've
many
been to
places
California and Atlanta, just two.
already? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess
Yes.
I'll give that to you. But let me also venture into how you are able to travel because of your business and how you're able to have these different experiences outside of Chicago. We know you're from Detroit, but give me a little bit about your clientele and how does it feel to. Do you feel empowered because you travel on behalf of your business? Like Dr. Renee Matthews takes you everywhere you need to go, and it's not more so you depending on a company to give you permission. Like, how does that make you feel?
I love it. California in January was solely because I wanted to go. It didn't have nothing to do with business. I was like, we'll take care of business when we get there, but I really was just going because I wanted to hang out. And the fact that I can just take my laptop and I can sit down, as long as I have my laptop, my phone, and my iPad, I can still do whatever I need to do. My clients, if I had not told them I left, they probably wouldn't have known I left because I still was texting them just as much as I always do. And we actually had a conference call while I was there, which was at 5 in the morning my time.
Oh,
but
that's the worst. That's
but
discipline,
they knew I was in California. My clients did, but who we had to talk to didn't know. So it wasn't a big deal. I was like, that's what time it has to be. I had another conference call for the videos that I'm doing. We had that conference call. That one was a little later, but it still was in the morning. So I just, as long as I have my phone, my computer, my iPad, I'm good. We can just go wherever I need to go. Atlanta was straight business. Atlanta was, we went to do the Ed Lover show, my clients, and they recorded the show, and that was awesome. And it's wonderful to just, especially because my clients, the clients I'm talking about, they love to travel. Twin doctors, they love to travel. So it's cool when I can, say, let's go, we're about to go here and stuff. That's great. But it's very convenient. My dad got sick last year, and it was great that I could go home and I could sit there as long as I needed to because I didn't have a place to report to. My sister, she came as much as she could, but she had to report back to work. I can work from wherever as long as I have my Wi-Fi, and I was good, and, I can make sure he was okay. So that was convenient for my mother. It was convenient for me, my sister, my dad. So that's always wonderful. And I think, and actually in these 3 years that I've been an entrepreneur full-time, I've probably spent more time with my extended family than I ever have, because now there's really no reason. I just buy a ticket and I'll be there, and I can stay as long as I want. As a matter of fact, I took like 3 trips where I did not have a return date.
You were there.
I was like, they go, when are you leaving? I don't know, and I just figured out, okay, I'll finally leave,
Right.
So that's very convenient. And then even with like Cafe Mocha, we went to Harlem, and my family lives in New York, so I told them, when you get my return, can you put it on this date? I just stayed a little longer. And, and they were cool with it. And just like the California trip last year, I stayed for an entire month. Same thing. I told them, I was like, because I was working with a company, I'm like, hey, when you buy my ticket, just buy it for this day.
But that freedom is what it's about.
It's fabulous.
And you're able to, like you said, my family would be mad to hear you say that, because I'm just working. I'm sorry, family. I'm just working right now. I'm working on being, better at being accessible and being there, as opposed to just being focused on my to-do list. Charge it to my brain and not my heart, or charge it to the entrepreneurial journey, and not my heart. So that balance is amazing that you're able to do it. My biggest thing is that, knowing what it is that you want to accomplish in the long term, as long as you have the discipline that you need. Like you said, you were up at 5 a.m. for that conference call, no excuses. It's just being able to, yes, this is what I want to do, but then actually put in the work behind it to get it done.
Exactly.
What pushes you?
I have been told that I make it happen. And that was from my very first client that was 15. She's like, oh, Dr. Renee will make it happen. Like, she would say the craziest things. And I was like, girl, I don't know Chris Brown. How I'm going to do that? I don't know. And you'll make it happen.
But you got on 106 Park.
Yeah, more than once.
You know.
And actually, I was on the plane with Trey Songz, and she actually just had the memory pop up on Facebook the other day. And when we were getting off the plane, I go, would you do me a huge favor? And he's like, sure. So he spoke to her on the phone, and she was so excited. She was in the middle of the cafeteria at her college and just lost her mind.
That's
and
so
he just was walking with my phone, and he's walking out of the airport with my phone. I'm like, hey, yeah, okay.
Can I get my phone back?
Yeah, can I have my phone back? But yeah, so I've been told I make it happen. My happiness is when I see other people's happiness, and so my clients, I know that, if I can get this done for them, they're going to be happy. So I try to get it done. Whatever it is, I'm like, okay, we're going to make it happen. We'll, figure it out. And so that's what makes me happy in the long run. I just like to see others happy because I don't like to be happy by myself. So I want everybody else to be happy.
And just get it done.
Right.
That's what it makes it easy. Last thing, I know you talked about college. So I'm rocking my friend Brandon Real Talk Rap shirt. And it says, I paid for school to get a job just to get a job to pay for school. And I'm often talking about the fake ass American dream, and how school is great, but it really doesn't set you up for wealth, is what we should all be achieving. I am a Saluki as well as Brandon, and I think you're Go Blue. Go Green. Go Green? I was close.
No, that was the other school though. Like you completely, you could have said orange and I'd have been happier.
So who's Go Green? Michigan?
I'm Michigan State. Go Blue is Michigan.
Michigan State. Yeah. So is that, and where did you get your doctorate from?
I went to school overseas.
How was that?
It was fabulous. It was fabulous. I traveled. It was wonderful. Yeah.
How important do you think traveling is to being successful in business?
I mean, I think that because you need to learn how to, get along with more cultures and different environments, I think it's great. And that's probably why it's most important, so that you can adapt to different people, because America is not just America. There's a whole bunch of people that make up America.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's so much happening outside of America that's advanced, and we're a little bit behind.
Or
we
just
don't
a
even
little
know.
bit, yeah.
So it's Women's History Month. Give me some advice you would give to a woman entrepreneur, and tell me, what do you think about your journey as being a woman in business?
My advice as a woman entrepreneur is to don't let the big boys scare you and think, make you think you can't get it done. Exactly. And if you do notice that somebody's trying to cross the line, then, put a stop to it quickly. She's an entrepreneur too, Shanti Das. She wrote a fabulous book, Hip Hop Professional, and in that book she talks about, because she was a woman in hip hop, and obviously that was really strange, but she was able to conquer it, and she never, had any problems. And I was like, and I've been the same way in music. I started out in hip hop too. Mm-hmm. I've never had any issues with anyone. But, there are people I've heard of, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, but you have to, I carry myself in a certain way. People know I don't play.
Right.
And then what was
you
the
have
other?
To set the tone.
Yeah, exactly.
Let them know what you expect and what you will and will not accept.
Exactly. And I mean, I go cute, but I don't, you don't overdo it.
Right.
But what was the other part
the
of the
last thing is, most importantly, what is the main thing that you feel like you've learned on this journey being a woman in business?
I guess I've learned to trust my gut, and perseverance really does pay off. Like, prayer and perseverance pays off.
Yes, prayer and perseverance.
Stephen Hill told me that himself. Stephen Hill of BET, of course, when I sent several messages to him about putting Troop on the throwback moment of the BET Awards in 2014. Mm-hmm. And when it finally happened, I was just so happy. And he emailed me himself and said, you can tell people that it's because of you, because I told him Silk and Troop should be in the throwback moment, and Silk and Troop were in the throwback moment. I don't think Silk even knows that. I need to tell them. But yeah, I do too. So yeah, I think prayers and perseverance, they really do pay off. If you just now you have to do it in such a way that you're not annoying. Right. And so you gotta know how to finesse it. But as long as you keep going, you can make it happen. So my talk show's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time.
Yes, in due time. That's why she's always in Cali. So we're speaking that into existence. Prayer and perseverance indeed. And Dr. Renee will be writing the foreword to my book. So thank you guys for tuning in to the vlog today. Feel free to follow me on social media at It's Allison Renee, and you can follow Dr. Renee at
Ask Dr. Renee on everything. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We have an awesome show that brings lots of motivating and inspiring stories.
Yes, and she would say on all channels. She's big on that. So follow her on social media. Follow me on social media. Subscribe to my YouTube page as well. And thank you for tuning in. Catch us next time for Women's History Month. We will be interviewing Miss Chris Williams of Made Magazine. Thank you. Say bye, Dr. Renee.
Bye.